Get ready for Tarkov's most explosive update yet. And by explosive, you'll see exactly what I mean here in just a moment. But real quick, we're going to go over the patch notes of the key points I think will be the most important for everybody to know, which are two main things. First off, Marathon has been updated. Map-to-map travel is now available on every raid, every map, as well as in PvE mode. And even better, you can map-to-map travel as a player scav. So let's say you don't really get a lot of loot as your scav and you don't want to just return back to base empty-handed. Now you can go to a different map and get a second chance with the same scav. A little bit of double dipping there, and I wonder how that's going to affect the economy overall. Since now player scavs can really go around just like players. So that's going to be interesting to see how it actually pans out in the following weeks. They also added a bunch of new transit points from factory to customs, factory to the lab, customs to reserve, interchange, so forth and so on. You can see it on the screen here. They also reduced the activation time to 1 minute after the start of a raid, which is a pretty big W because that way people aren't just waiting and camping so easily. Now getting to the explosive part of the video, and stay tuned for more towards the end, but this is the Mortar Strike event, which BSG has teased at before, but it's finally here. If you're excited for it, that's great. If not, well, here's the info you need to know about it. Will this kind of bring in that variance that we're needing and that we're kind of dying for? I'm definitely thinking it will, but I would love to hear your thoughts down below if you have any. So right now, the Mortar Strike event has started officially. The locals have found a stockpile of mortars and now regularly shelling the open terrain from safe positions. So you can't stop the mortars. They're gonna just happen and you can't kill the team or anything like that that's shooting the mortars, from my understanding here. During the event, the following locations will be targeted by mortar fire: customs, woods, shoreline, and reserve. So if you didn't have another reason to hate shoreline, bam, BSG has made sure to fulfill that wish. But no, the customs part is going to be interesting. I'm wondering if that's really going to be around like Fortress is where I would expect a lot of that to happen. Maybe even dorms, but that'd be kind of insane if they start shelling out dorms and Fortress for that matter. So that'd be cool to see how it actually works. Reserve, a lot of people are going to be underground, so I don't know how effective that's really going to be with the mortar fire. So that was a weird one. I would have definitely expected something else, like maybe like Ground Zero or just really any other map. Like obviously not Factory. Maybe even Streets would have been better than Reserve because you can't really hide underground as much as you can in Reserve. But the mortar attacks are going to occur in both PvP, PvE, and even the practice mode. So that way you can really kind of get a feel for how it's going to work, test some things out, and see how you can use this to your advantage in your next fight. Scavs, bosses, and other bots are going to react now appropriately when the mortar attacks start. So I'm assuming that means they're going to be running to cover, not just going to be standing out in the open taking a mortar shell to the face. Hopefully, we'll see how the bugs and whatnot work out with that one. And they added a new task line for this in-game event. Very similar probably to Marathon and even the Tripwire event or a Tripwire mechanic. Players will be able to obtain unique rewards related to the event after completing the task. Special equipment item that warns about the start of a mortar fire in advance to help you avoid dangerous areas. So maybe this is like that radio that we saw in the trailer for the mortar fire. I'll drop the link below in the description in case you haven't seen that trailer. Really cool, lots of hidden eggs in there, and we'll talk about more of that here in a moment. A special consumable item that initiates mortar fire at the player's position. So this sounds a little bit dangerous. This is like you'll get out of jail card, you're also going to be shelled on. So it sounds like a double-sided sword where it can be your best friend or your worst enemy depending on how you use it and where you use it at. Very curious to see how that works here. Players will receive a unique achievement as a reward for finishing the task line, available only during the event. So another, if you are a completionist and you like your rare achievements, this is going to be another one for you. And there's some of the other small things like the improved artisan's AI behavior when he's traveling and how he sets and installs his tripwires. So hopefully it's a little bit more, makes a little bit more sense here. They have removed the final raid mark for all the money. It seems like excited for Bitcoin, which is nice because it's kind of a pain in the butt when you got quest money or you find money in raid. You threw it in your money case and it didn't stack with the rest of your rubles. Weird changes here. Don't know why they exactly did this, but not a terrible thing, I would say. So they made 2 new bosses, one for the Jizzle on Ragman level 3, and one for the Zabralo level 4 proper. That's going to be interesting. So now is everyone going to be running around in Chad weapons and Chad gear with the Zabralo? Factory is going to be a PvP nightmare. So for sounds, they have supposedly improved some of the sounds for like painters and lamp sounds and the voices. Not really the changes I was hoping for when it came to the sound. They have a long road to go to fix the sound compared to what it was before, in my opinion. And then there's a list of small little changes, so which you can just look at, because I'll leave the description as well for the patch notes down below. Now, this is the trailer for the Mortar Fire. And I'm going to go ahead and obviously talk over it a little bit here. But we are going to kind of be pointing out some of the key mechanics that I think how this Mortar Fire is going to work based on what the BSG has put in here. Little clues that they've given us. So those are the bears. And they are stalking, which I'm guessing is going to be the USEC, so the whole faction fighting. And they look like they found a supply drop, which is what they're going to be fighting over. This reminds me of how well the guns in Tarkov look like compared to the actual real-life models. Yep, they hit that. Damn, the USEC is getting the ass kicked. And see, I don't know why that guy's not dead, because it's not like a down state. So that's kind of weird. And we saw that at the patch 15 trailer too, kind of like this down like state. So I'm wondering if that's something that's to come in the future or not. I'm very curious to see how they're going to do that. Big dramatic final fight. Oh, and his gun jammed. Don't you just hate it when your gun jams in the moment you need it not to and you die? So this is the important part I want you to know. See that little beacon and you hear the motors going off in the background? So it sounds like, I would guess that beacon is a special item that you can use to call in a strike. But it doesn't land exactly on top of the beacon, so I'm not really sure how that all really works. Stay tuned to a future video detailing everything you need to know about mortars and how to avoid them and how to get them. Till the next time.